Next command is slot, and we have different types of slot. If I click on this little arrowhead, I can see that I have straight slot, and I have center point straight slot, and of course I have arc slot that is a little different from the straight slot. And you will later know that a slot is actually a center point with some offset. Because I have not talked about offset commands that is here, I'm just going straight to the slot command. So I just click on a slot. Once again, I need to use one of the planes to start drawing. I just go for top plane, select on that. Pressing Ctrl 8 will help me to be aligned to top plane, actually to be normal to top plane. So again, you can see that different types of slot can be drawn inside the command. So you can change the slot type that you want to draw just by going to the command properties and select one of these types. So what I'm going to do is to draw a center line first. So it tells me that I need to click once, and you can see this is the center line for the slot. I just click here. I just don't want it to be horizontal for now. Now you can see that if I move my mouse over, this will, decide the offset of the line from the slot. So I click here and the slot is drawn. If I go back, you can see that there is a center coordinate, and you can see the center right here. There is a slot width, that is going to be the offset, and there is going to be the slot length, this is the length of the center line here, and the rest is the offset from this endpoints. Now again, if I want to make sure that this has a certain angle, I can do that using the center line command. I go to center line command and select one of these points, for example this one, and draw a horizontal line, and that's it. Using a smart dimension and choosing these two lines, this will help me to decide the angle. In this case, I want it to be about 25 degrees, and I type 25, and this changes its angle to be 25. So what are the other types of slot? This one is a center point straight slot. So I click on this. Now what I'm going to have is to click here for the center point, and you can see that if I go to the right or to the left, this is going to be in long, prolonged. Of course, I don't know what the actual word is. This is going to make it longer on both sides, and if I click here, this decides the length of the center line, and then I need to decide the offset. So I click here and this is drawn. Now let's go without getting out of this command. I want to pan a little bit to the left so that I can have some empty space to draw this one, the 3-point arc slot. I click on that. What I need to have again is an arc, and you know how to draw a 3-point arc. This one is going to be a 3-point arc. So I click here for the first one and click here for the second one, and the third one is going to choose the curvature of this arc. That's it. And the fourth click is going to decide the offset of the line around the center line. That's it. And the final one, this is a 2-point arc. Of course, this is a center point arc slot. So what I'm going to do is to pan to the left once again. This time I'm going to select the center and one endpoint and another endpoint, and finally the offset of this one. So again, I can choose the angle for all of these. I just click in here, go to center line command. What I'm going to do is select this point, draw to the center of this, and go straight. And again, I have two lines to measure the angle between them. So by selecting these, so I can choose them to be about 120 degrees for this one, and again for this one. And I can have dimensions for all of them. The next command that I want to talk about is a polygon command. So if I want to select a polygon, you can see that this is in a sketch tab here. I click on that, and again I need to choose one of the planes. I select this one and I press Ctrl 8 on my keyboard to be aligned to this plane. Okay, a polygon has many sides. You can decide the number of sides on the property page. I just entered 8, so that's going to be an octagon. And next thing, what I need to do is to click somewhere for the center. So because inside or outside the polygon there is a circle, whatever you are drawing is going to be that circle. So you can see that I have two types of circle. One is inscribed and the other one is circumscribed. The inscribed circle is inside the polygon. Actually, it is touching the sides of the polygon. But the circumscribed circle, that's outside the polygon. So if you draw that circle outside the polygon, it's going to touch the corners of your polygon. So let's go with the first option, the inscribed polygon. So I just click somewhere for the center of the circle. Now you can see that if I move my mouse out, that's going to draw the polygon, and you can see there is an angle, so I can move my mouse to the left and right to change the angle. I'm going to choose the angle later, so I just click here and that's it. This is my polygon. Now I can change the properties. I can increase or decrease the size of the polygon. You can see that it goes to be a heptagon or a decagon, or I can decrease it to be, for example, a heptagon is 7. So that was nonagon. I'm sorry. With 9 you have a nonagon or a decagon, or if you decrease it, that's going to be heptagon or hexagon. I'm a little horrible in these types of, names. So what I'm going to have is an octagon. So I just go for 8. And again, I can change the center. I can make sure that this is on the origin or any other place. But the actual items are here. This is going to be the radius of the circle. This time my circle is inscribed, so I just want to have about 5 inches, and you can see that it increases. And you can see this is inscribed. If I click on circumscribed, that's going to be outside the octagon, and again I can change the amount for that, change the radius for that, and so that's it. You can, choose to have inscribed or circumscribed. And the final thing is the degree, the angle. Actually, if I make sure that this is 90 degrees, see what happens. This is going to be like that, 90 degrees, and actually you cannot tell that this is 90 degrees in which side. So if I have hexagon, you can see that this is straight. If I increase, that's going to be like that. So this is straight, so that's 90 degrees. If I want to show this, you can go to here and select the center line. What I'm going to do is to choose one of the corners and draw to the center of this polygon and go to the another corner. You can see that this one is straight, and hit escape. Now the angle between these two, that's going to decide the angle of this polygon. Okay, now I can draw other types of polygon, but I guess you got the idea.